Now, from my own view, what I have observed, two basic things, or three basic things. One, issue of land, indigenous, non-indigenous, critical, which is political. That is supposed to be sorted out politically. Secondly, the issue of the movement of animals. I have told people over time that when they say farmer headers clash, clash means two things are moving. But if a farm is standing and an animal comes in, it's not a clash. It's somebody entering somebody's property. So we must find solutions to how, which means if the animals don't move, we don't have issues. Now again, because of that, again, we have issues of rustling of animals. Which means if we don't even rustle animals again that are moving, again, there won't be most of this problem happening. So those are the three critical aspects that we must be able to address clearly. And like I said, a most of...
Barrister, this is the CDS, Chief of Defense Staff, right?
Yes.
This man, before we go into the security situation, about what he said, first, I don't know, this man keeps spilling the beans. Actually, I don't know, I'm surprised. When he did the first one against the West, how the West are the ones are behind or behind the sponsorship of terrorism in Nigeria. Honestly, I thought I remember that then I said that his days were numbered. I don't know, this man is still the CDS. This man keeps coming out from time to time intermittently to actually speak the truth based on what is the reality on ground. I don't understand, and yet he's still the CDS. Bola Tinubu, as corrupt as he is, I'm surprised that the corrupt people who are actually using Bola Tinubu himself, blackmailing him to control him, have not compelled him to take this to remove this CDS. He just spoke the truth again. In reality, I don't know. It is very difficult for you to see a government official coming out to outrightly say that the Fulani, any Fulani man that encroaches on a land, on another person's land, is trespass. He just clearly said that. Politicians don't do that. Government employees or officials don't say that. Sort of. And he has said so many things that people in his status, in his position, dare not say. I don't know, what is your take? What is the power behind this CDS? The Chief of Defense Staff is the most outspoken, most transparent Chief of Defense Staff we've ever had.
This man would not have remained the CDS under Buhari if he has been speaking the way he's speaking.
Honestly.
He would never have lasted there for 1 month. Say some of these things. If he was CDS during Buhari and said some of these things. Because the Buhari knew what was happening, but for some purposes, for the agenda...
Please, what is his name? What's his full name?
General Christopher Gwambu Musa.
You see the funniest, the irony of the whole thing is, this is to me, this is the best CDS we've ever had, because we've never had a CDS that is this outspoken and this transparent and this frank. Yet,
not only that,
you can imagine someone like me, I don't even know his name.
Not
other
only
CDS
that
that were corrupt, who did nonsense for Nigeria, they are so popular. We can still remember their names.
Not only that, he is going about as if he's the Chief of Army Staff. We don't even hear of the Chief of Army Staff. It's the CDS that is everywhere.
So who is the Chief of Army Staff?
Anywhere you see crisis, the CDS will be there. You know, did you hear of Chief of Army Staff in this incident?
No, true. Who is the Chief of Army Staff, sir?
This man that Lagbaja that died and was succeeded by.
Oh, yeah, of course. Someone succeeded him now.
You see, we were even trying to
remember his name.
to remember the name of the Chief of Army Staff, who should be the one going up and down.
Honestly.
Because he's the one that
that is the scope, yes, scope of duty, yes.
General Christopher Musa is the Chief of Defense Staff.
Yes.
In other words, he controls all the
entire military, yes.
But he is acting as if he's physically the one doing all the job. Anywhere you see crisis, you see him. You see him physically on the ground the following day. Anywhere you hear of these mass killings and this thing, you see him there on the ground the following day. So he went to Makudi before Tinubu came. So he is very active. And that's why when you talk of security here, the first thing you hear is General Christopher Musa. We didn't hear or even know, we struggled back then to know who was the CDS. When Irabo was there, you never hear him. You hear the Chief of Army Staff. You hear Chief of Army Staff. Now it's the reverse. He is going up and down doing and saying all the things that ought to be said, motivating the troops,
honestly,
giving them hope and confidence.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm surprised that this man is still in power. He's still in power in office. Honestly, because this man is he's just always speaking the truth. Very, very frank.
And the fact is that what he said is so elementary. There's no really any issue here.
Yes.
What he said is as correct as daylight. If anybody, you don't need to begin to research to know what is on the ground there. People's farms are being, in fact, videos abound everywhere where these people deliberately carry the cattle, hack down maize, hack down whatever this thing for the cattle to chop. And because the farmer cannot come there, they are fully armed, they will kill you. Not only killing you, they will kill burn the whole village. And secondly, one thing that is being ignored, because some people are under the impression that some Fulanis are being killed and their cattle, what's that term? Hustling. Is it cattle hustling?
Yeah,
something like that. This has become a convenient excuse for these killings. For any time you hear the killing, the Miatiala will now make a press conference, say that 1,000 something cattle were taken from Fulanis, one Fulani was killed. Most of this has become a textbook excuse for these people to make as a response to the killings that they are going. You will see on record that nothing of that. Look, 1,000 for 1,000 cattle to be hustled. It's not a small thing. Where will they pass that security agencies will not know? And how will they be taken without people knowing and the route they will follow? So whenever they make this thing, nobody interrogates them. They come up and give bogus and fictitious figures of the thousands of their cattle that have been hustled and some of their people that have been killed. You will not see it. You see this killing now is there on video. Everybody can go and see. When the Fulani say their person has been killed, you will not see it. The cattle that they claim has been 1,600, 1,800. It's easy for security agencies, which they somehow control, to find out where 1,000 cattle have been taken. But you cannot find factual basis for most of this. But they use it so that they can have an argument to make. That is just what is there. Nothing more, nothing short, nothing more.
Honestly, this is unbelievable. Honestly, we know the solution to this. Everybody knows the solution to this, but nobody wants to. Some few people are talking about it, but nobody wants to do anything about it.
There's no political will.
That is the point.
There's no political will to solve the problem, to tell the person that is killing to stop, or he'll be dealt with. None.
There is a political will. I think I disagree with you on that. There is a political will, but because there is a cynical or sinister intention or a mischievous and evil intention behind the action, so they choose the people that are supposed to have the political will to say enough are not ready to do that, because doing that means that it will jeopardize their plans.
Let us separate this government for the sake of this particular issue of political will. Let's separate this government from that of Buhari. When Buhari was there, I believe he actively encouraged what is happening. There was no political will to stop it. There was political will to encourage it to go on. It was evident in his body language. It was evident in the statements he made and the statement of key government officials and who at all points their statement aligned with the statement of Miyetti Allah. At every point, the statement of Buhari and his government officials used to align with those of the Cattle Rearers Association, who are, in terms of politics, they will tell you these are the political arm of the of the militant herders. So Miyetti Allah is the political arm of the militant people.